Hey everyone, Sean Malone, Crisis Response International. Have an important update, March 3rd. A couple things I want to tell you guys. I think a few things that you really want to understand and know. Obviously, we're in the midst of a massive deployment to Ukraine. Wave 1 is wheels up right now, and tonight they'll be rendezvousing in New York and then on their way over to Ukraine. Team of 4. Wave 2 is filled up, and they're going to be leaving next week. And then Wave 3, as far as I understand, I think that's almost full at this point. You could check the website if there's still spots open for that. But Wave 4 is open, and we're going to be putting subsequent waves as well. Right now, we are bringing in dozens of duffel bags with each team. We have somebody we're working with in New Jersey, a responder who's bringing bags to the airport. Other than that, what we're doing is we're buying resources on the ground, emergency food and different resources that can't be brought over in duffel bags. And, obviously things are going to look different as we get on the ground, intel on the ground. We'll be uploading videos and pictures and testimonies and whatnot. But this is just beginning. And so if you have a heart to deploy, go check your passport and sign up online and get on one of these waves. This is a massive humanitarian crisis unfolding, really an unprecedented event since World War II. And so we don't care about the politics of it or who's doing what and who's good and who's bad. We just want to go and reach the harvest in the midst of it. And there's going to be plenty of opportunity for that. There's, I think, 5 million displaced people right now in that crisis, and the resources, it's growing desperate for sure. Another thing I want to update you on right now in terms of specific needs, we're going to be bringing resources not only to the border where people are waiting to get out, but we're going to be running teams and gaining access to be able to run resources inside the border and into some of those frontline areas. And we already have allocated thousands of dollars worth of combat medical kits. And but I want to ask this question specifically. If you have access to medical supplies, or if you're medical personnel and you want to come over and serve with us on, I would say 99% of the international deployments that we do, we deploy medical teams, doctors, nurses, we end up doing medical clinics. But the big need right now is combat medical supplies, first aid supplies, and then also over the counter medicines and things along those lines. So if you have those, just email deployment@cryout.com. We can arrange transportation, logistics, and whatnot to be able to get those with our teams, get those over right away. Also, protective gear, boots, helmets, flak jackets. If any one of you have access to that sort of thing, we'd love to hear from you as well. They're needed on the ground, and they're going to also be needed for our teams as well to keep them safe. Okay, so right behind me, right here, this building here and this trailer, so the Hope Building is here. This is our house of prayer and encounter. So every day for 2 years, we've had daily worship and prayer out on deployment. If you've ever been with us, we start our day worshiping God, praying, interceding, and getting our direction for the day. That's how we run our deployments. That's how we end up in these places before they even happen, because God shows us where to go, what to do. This mobile Hope trailer, this is a critical piece of CRY, and we want this to be going out on every single deployment, either pre-deployment, during deployment, or post-deployment. And this stage, it comes down like this, and anyway, I'm calling worship leaders. If you have a heart to lead worship in Hope here or out on the trailer, we want to hear from you. We need more worship leaders. Come in, jump in with us. We got a couple here now. They're awesome. But as you can imagine, adding more prayer times and then deployments, it takes a real team. This trailer right here is rolling out tomorrow night to the border of Tennessee and Virginia to a place called Abington, and we've been invited to come in and do worship and prayer and some other things for the trucker convoy. It's one of their designated stops, and our heart in this is just to go and bring worship and God's presence right in the midst of really a major national event unfolding before our eyes. And so we just want to release God's presence and his peace in the midst of it. So worship leaders, it's tomorrow night, 5 p.m., Abington. That's pretty close to Bristol, Tennessee. We need to hear from you right away. Come deploy with us because they want us to do the worship, and we're really going to be the main thing, the main stage for the entire event in the midst of this trucker convoy. And they're expecting several thousand people. Lastly, I want to mention this. Well, I got two more things. You guys might have noticed, there's just a lot going on right now, but you might have noticed we got Trailblazers Q2 opened up, and that's really the programming for the spring. People are beginning to register and sign up, and we wanted to make a little bit more of a focus of it, but we're in the midst of a Ukraine deployment. But I'm telling you, go on the CRY website, check out those different weeks. You could register for the entire quarter. That would mean you would live here on base with us, or you can come for some of those individual events as well. And we're going to be taking a trip to the Send and trip out west. Really dynamic. People are signing up. If you want to get in on that, I suggest you get on there and at least register and pay your deposit so you don't lose your spot. Finally, we have some very exciting things that I'm not quite able to talk about just yet, but I need a little bit of help. If you're out there and you may have access to this very needed resource, I definitely want to hear from you. Please send me a message, but we need a school bus. Actually, we need a couple of them. We're going to be transporting, moving people around. We need a donated school bus to be able to transport people in line with our mission and all the things that we're doing. We're going to be doing a lot more outreach, a lot more things are going to be happening in this next season. And we used to have 12 of them, but we ended up giving them away and whatnot over the years. But we need a vehicle that has high capacity for people, maybe 2 school buses. So if you're maybe near a, one of those districts where they have those yards full of school buses, like Blue Jay or something like that, if you live near one of those, maybe you could go reach out and say, hey, do you have a bus that you want to cycle out or donate? And we can give them tax credit. Anyway, I just wanted to put the word out. Guys, it takes a family, it takes a tribe, it takes a good team to get the job done. And so there's some opportunities for you guys. We'd love for you guys to help. Thank you, everybody who's donated. You've really helped push this momentum, for this deployment forward. We're on a good footing. But as we get on the ground, the needs are going to begin to increase. I expect this is going to be probably the biggest deployment in quite some time for us. And so you can pray, you can give, or you can go. But anyway, God bless you guys. Hope to see you up here on the camp or out on deployment real soon. So thank you so much.